Okay.
All right, Baruch Hashem. Welcome everybody back to Kol Shira, and we're starting a new sugya in Likutei Halachos. We're up to Hilchos Kriyas HaTorah. So it's very nice. We're getting ready now.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting ready for Kabbalah HaTorah.
Yeah.
And we'll learn Hilchos. Huh? What? From Likutei Halachos. It says on the top. You see it? Okay. So we're going to start off a collection, a gathering. Lika, a gathering.
Yeah, we have leket. Leket
Yes.
is
Leket,
gathering.
shit, pay. Right. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Now, Hilchos Kriyas HaTorah Halacha Aleph. Ein kohen b'Torah b'pachos me'asara psukim. So the Shulchan Aruch says that you take out a Sefer Torah to read.
Yeah.
The minimum requirement to read from the Torah with 3 aliyahs is 10 psukim.
Is that always?
Always.
No.
Well, watch. Vaydav v'oila, okay. Ve'ein silik inyan, okay. Kigoyin parshas Amalek she'ein ba'ela tisha psukim. But when it comes to parshas Amalek that we read on Purim, there's only 9 psukim in the reading.
Okay.
Only 9.
Yeah.
Only 9.
Okay.
Only 9.
Yeah.
Now, and it's very interesting. So sometimes when there's less, so we'll like let's say on Hanukkah, so we'll read the pasuk again and again.
That's what we do with Amalek.
No,
the last pasuk.
Not the whole pasuk. No, they don't do the whole pasuk. They just read over the zecher.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Anyway, we'll see. You'll understand in the Mitzvah Hashem very well what's going on here. Okay. Al pi masha kasav Rabbeinu Neira Yoresh shetzarich lahamshich arichas yamim l'sleich hamalchus. That you have to put. We learned this concept before about arichas yamim, that you have to be oirich your time. You have to make lengthen your time.
Right.
So in other words, what does that mean? That don't waste your time, squander your time, make it have mamashas to it. Right? So there's during our day, when we do what we're supposed to do, and we're Isaac and Avodas Hashem, we're Marich HaYomim. And then we say with the people, you should have Arichas Yomim. So most people understand that Arichas Yomim means they should live a long time.
Right.
But the real meaning of Arichas Yomim is your days that you have, you should make them Eirich. The days that you have, you should make them Eirich. Whether you live a long time, it doesn't matter, but whatever you live, those days should be Eirich. Okay, now. But you're supposed to take the Arichas Yomim l'seicha malchus. What's malchus? Malchus peh. Malchus is peh. Malchus, right? Peh b'malchus. So you take the Arichas Yomim and you l'seicha malchus. Where the malchus is peh. We just finished Shmoin Esrei, right? Tefillah. Right? When we read the Torah, right? V'zeh nasa yidei eisik ha'Torah shehi shema d'kudsha b'richu shal yoda koyer nesachayim. So we're doing this. How do we do this? Through being Isaac in Torah, through studying the Torah, delving into Torah. Isaac. Like Isaac is a business, right? It's like a business. You work on it hard. Shehi shema d'kudsha b'richu, because the Torah, all the names of Hashem, all the words in the Torah, all different conjugations of different things of names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shal yod the koyren esachayim, and that's how you read. That's how you read life. Okay, now let's go right. Here we go.
The only time they don't do that is in Mincha and Chak.
We're going to talk about that. This is the idea of Kriyas HaTorah. Even though anytime you study Torah, you're working on Arichas Yom. Anytime you're studying Torah, whether you're reading it in a Chumash or you're reading it in a Sefer, the Gemara, whatever you're doing, that's Arichas Yom. But it's much more mesugal, it's much more opportune to connect to this Arichas Yomim via the Kriyas HaTorah from the Torah. Ki HaTorah ba'atzma k'may kasuva lifaneina, because the Torah, like we have it as it's written in front of us. He bechina shema d'kiddush b'richu. That's all the names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu written in the Torah. Yes, go ahead.
Why don't they do it every day?
We're going to talk about that too. Just please. That's a wonderful question. Wonderful question.
Wow.
Shema etzem mamish. Those are the shame ha'etzem of HaKadosh Baruch Hu mamish. V'chein ha'pasik v'haisa imai v'karabai. That you should have the Torah in pasuk in Devarim. V'haisa imai, the king should have the Torah with him. He should read from it. We're talking about the Melech. The Melech had a Torah with him. You know, David HaMelech had a little Sefer Torah and he had it strapped to his arm. David HaMelech had a mini Sefer Torah and he had it strapped to his arm. Wherever he went, he had a Sefer Torah with him. David HaMelech. Okay, now, v'karasabay. Now, Magam came out Sefer Torah. Shetzarech HaMelech lichtayv loy. The king had to write a Sefer Torah for himself. Because every king had to have his own Torah. V'alkei nikra b'loshen kriyas HaTorah. He should read from the Torah, kairi from it, call from it. Hainu bechinas kriya mamash, bechinas v'karabay kol yemei chayav. He should read from it all the days of his life. Daydeze kairin es chayeh chayim. V'yishakot zedam zedam zal kol hamaniach sefer Torah. Kishehi psucha. It's a Gemara in Brachas, a very, very important Gemara. Kol hamaniach sefer Torah kishehi psucha. Anyone that leaves the sefer Torah while it's open.
No.
In other words, they have a Sefer Torah on the bima,
Right.
and the guy says, I'm leaving. That's not important. I'm leaving. He walks out.
Oh, you mean just someone in the
Community? Yeah.
Oh, in the middle while they're laning.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
The Yaitzein, he goes out. And this Katzrin Yamav, he shortens his days.
Yeah.
He's going to cause himself Chas v'shalom. Heipich arichas yam, which is the opposite of arichas yam.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, well.
It's not someone who has to go out.
No. We're talking about
No.
someone that no. If you have to use the restroom or something, that we're not talking about that. We're talking about that everything is fine. He just says, I'm walking out. It's not important.
Oh, that's
That's what the Gemara. No. If you have to use the bathroom, there's another din in Shulchan Aruch. You can't stay. You have to go to use the restroom. You can't. You're not the whole day. You got to go. But we're not talking about that, right? Yeah. Oh, the kid. Yeah, let's not bring that up. Okay. Now, tiknu kriyas Torah b'Shabbos. Therefore, they were masaking kriyas Torah on Shabbos, uvi Yom Tov, and we read the Torah on Yom Tov. Uve mincha b'Shabbos, and we read it mincha on Shabbos. Uve sheni, uve chamishi, and on Monday and on Thursday. Now we're going to see why. We're going to see why it was designated specifically on those times.
Yeah. Why don't we learn the Torah and mincha on Yom Tov?
We're going to see slow this.
Yom Kippur.
We do that at Yom Kippur. We
We
do
do,
read it.
of course.
Yeah. Ki kulam heim yemei rotzen, because
it's a
all
fast
those days are
It's a
days.
fast day.
All those days are days of rotzen. The special rotzen, the special desire, will in those days was nimshach shefa. We could draw down shefa, bounty from Shemayim on those days. Specifically, we call life shehi. Next page, please. Hashefa l'soich hamidos v'akelim. So we take the shefa and we place it into the midos and into the kelim. What are the midos? We're Milasfiras Omer, right? So every day we read the different. We're doing the different days, right? It's like today is Yesod Shebahid. Yesod Shebahid. That's the day of today, which is the sixth day of the Sfira of Hod. This week is Hod.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so the sixth thing. Okay, so you take l'toich hamidos v'kelim k'dei shelayiyah ribayar. So therefore, there shouldn't be too much light. We don't want too much light. We studied this concept before. When I'll just remind us that when we say the bracha every morning, Yaitze or uvayrei chayshech, Oiseh shalom uvayrei sakol. Right, remember that bracha?
Yeah.
So we learned that what Yaitze are, the world of Yetzirah. There's different worlds, right? Yeah. The world of Yetzirah, which is one up from Asiyah, the world that we're in. Yaitzer Or is light in Or, in the world of Yetzirah. Uvayrei chayshech, but when it comes to the world of Bria, that's so light, it's chayshech. In other words, when you have too much light,
You get you blind.
you're blind. Exactly. If the sun is so strong,
Yeah.
and you just see, you can't see anything. It gets black.
Yeah.
So Yaitzer Or The world of Yetzirah is light because I can deal with it. I can get something from it. But when it comes to the next world, Bria, that's Chayshach, because, no. So now, we're learning that there shouldn't be too much light. So now Chazal instituted how much we read, where we read, what we do, when we stop, and so on. K'maisha Kosu Sham, Al Kain. Tiknu Kriyas Sefer Torah B'Shas HaTfilah, the Anshe Knesset HaGadola instituted for us that we will read from the Torah during our Tfilah. Right? In other words, we don't have to come back another time. We're not coming back a special time. Oh, now we're coming for Kriyas. No, it's part of the davening.
Well, sometime, let's say someone didn't hear the...
But it wasn't, that's a makeup, but it's not, it wasn't instituted that way. It was instituted this way.
Yeah.
He had tefillah, bechinas malchus, because tefillah is malchus, because we use our peh, malchus peh, tefillah. Vayadei tefillah ma'ayrim shefa, and through tefillah we awaken shefa, we get bounty. Right, we learned about this, that when we daven it, we say Shemay Nesrei. So we ask Hashem for a lot of different things, right? And then we learned that we say the Tachlin after. And we learned we do the Tachlin. Why? We say we're sorry for all the things that we did wrong, to take away all the obstacles that are going to block the bounty from coming to us, right? Right? And then we have Kriyas HaTorah, right? And we need to put the Eirech Yamim, and what's the Eirech Yamim is the Torah. So we have to infuse Torah into the Malchus peh, which is our tefillah. Hainu shetzrichen lahamshich es hachayim l'soich hamidos uvechol yoyim nase zois aidei kedusha desidra. And every single day we do this. When we say Kadosh, 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 we have a kedusha. Every day we have kedusha, right? Every single day we have kedusha. That's no problem, right? She gam kein kriyas psukim. That's also reading of psukim. Kadosh, 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 right? These are psukim in Tanakh. So we're reading psukim. And through the regular days that we're not reading from the Torah, we read out psukim together as a community, so they were gaining our shefa through the reading of that. Alkein also, Lot says, therefore, no matter what you do, never leave shul on any day before Kedusha. Some people are in a hurry to leave, and if they have to leave to catch a train, they have a meeting, whatever it is. Okay, so then just at least stay for Kedusha, the Chol HaPachas. Make sure you stay there for Kedusha, right? At least
So they could just go to an earlier minute.
Well, maybe they're in the earliest.
Oh.
They're in the earliest minions. Talis and Tefillah. Talis and Tefillah, they can't do it early. Okay. Also, Lot says, Be'emsa Kriyas HaTorah, the same way you're not allowed to leave in the middle of Kriyas HaTorah. Be'emsa Kriyas HaTorah, then they're sent in the middle of reading. But when it comes to Monday and Thursday, the other Yom Kedoshim, Shehem Yemei Ratzon, those are special days, right? You know that Monday and Thursday was known as Bahab. And everyone know about Bahab, right?
Yeah, the fast days.
People used to fast on Monday and Thursdays, right? Umachma sha'oz eis ratzon this oirech chayim shefa gadol. Because it's an eis ratzon, because we're involved in these beautiful things on these days, on these specific days of Yom Tov and Monday and Thursday and so on. So we get a special shefa comes up. V'alkein ein maspik kedusha desidra. Therefore, it's not enough because there's much holier days. So it's not enough to only get the regular kedusha. The shefa from the kedusha itself. You need something additional. So therefore, they put in kedusha. They put in kriyas HaTorah.
Yeah, but also,
and we also now again. Now the other thing is, we know we lane that we never leave. We never go 3 days without reading from the Torah.
Right,
And that was another main thing. We're going to learn more about that. Why it was set up this way.
Maximum. No, but
Hanav v'tzarech gam kein likros b'Torah kishera. And when you read, you have to read from a kosher Torah. You can't read from a Sefer Torah that's not kosher. That's not a complete Sefer Torah. You have to read from Shal Yoda Ika Kriyas HaChayim, because that's how you're reading the Kriyas HaChayim, which is the Shemus of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? Kidei likreis harotzen v'achayim v'shefel l'toich hamidas, in order to fill the rotzen, the shefa into our midas, kidei lahamshach harichas yam l'sayich hamalchus. Okay, now that was a preview. What? Now we're going to get to the main point.
Yeah, but every day we say Krishna. That is right directly.
Yeah,
from
that
the
is
Torah.
that is Torah too. Yes. V'al kein ein kairim pachis me'asara psukim. Therefore, we never read less than 10 psukim. Why? Because the midos, there are 10 midos, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. There are eser midos, right? We read 10 psukim. 10 psukim connected each one of the midos, at least. Kidei l'sakin amalchus shebechina ketana. Shebahi bechinas asara. The smallest one, which is asara, which is the 10, which is the malchus, is on the bottom. Okay, bechinas sarei asarais. Now we know the system of tens. Sarei asarais, right? Kiyei sarei alafim v'sarei meyais. Right, we know that there are officers that go over the thousands and the hundreds. Kiyi klula meyasa, but all of those numbers start out with 10.
Yeah.
10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000, and so on.
Yeah.
Right? 10. Be'eser me'eser. Be'eser. Okay.
It's in Chamishim also.
V'hamiyot.
10 times 5.
Yeah, same thing. 10. Right. V'hamiyot shebeklolius hu klolius me'eser. And the lowest one starts out with 10.
Yeah.
Because you always have to have 10 people for a minyan.
Yeah.
10 psukim, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Balkain ain't kairin pachis me'asar psukim, and therefore you never read less than 10 psukim, because again, now you know why we're reading 10 psukim, because we have the eser spheros, and we want a pasuk to fill into each one of those midos. Asaras adibras, yes. Chutz mi parshas Hamalek, except for the parsha of Hamalek. V'afal pi she'ein ba ela tisha psukim, because in there you only have 9 psukim. So wait a second, we said you can't read, you only have to have 10.
At least.
So why there's only this, when it comes to Hamalek, there's only 9, and that's the exception, the only exception. Ki masha kosa b'shulchan aruch kigoyin parshas Hamalek, hu lav dafka, right? Ki be'emes, lo yibsa shum kriyas ba'toira, shal tisha psukim, rak parshas Hamalek shekayrim b'purim levad. Only on Purim will you read 9 psukim, and we're going to understand why so nice. Rav Nosson gives us such a beautiful explanation. You'll see in a few minutes. Ki keneged malchus tikadushu malchus harishah. You know, HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes everything in the world in contrast to everything else. So notice this kedusha and this tumah, right?
Yeah.
And everything is always equated. Zeh luma, zeh oseh likim. Right? Hashem makes things of kedusha, He makes things of impurity. Yeah. And they're always balanced.
Yeah.
They're always balanced. Shehu malchus Haman, shehu yoinik me'ashiras, that's the malchus of the Haman. Yeah. Haman Agagi comes from Iran, right?
Oh, yeah.
Serious. Ayin Sham Hativ. Understand that very well about Haman. V'hine malchus Hamalek u'bechinas hanocha shekoruch achra kedusha v'yoinik me'raglei kedusha. That we know that Amalek is like the snake that stays by the feet and tries to steal whatever it can.
Yeah.
Right? That's a snake. Amalek's the snake. It's either the Nachash. Val came is Kabe Bashiras, and therefore he likes wealth. The Nachash likes, Amalek likes a lot of wealth. Likes a lot of wealth. Right? What do we see with the Germans, Yamach Shemam? They wanted more money. They were worried about getting more money. They loved the money. They wanted the Jewish money. Yeah. They wanted all the money they can get.
Yeah.
Bashiras, Mizgabe Bashiras, they want money.
Yeah.
Right? Shu bechinas achreina bechinas raglin k'meisha kosel makim acher. Okay. So notice they attach themselves to the malchus of kedusha, because they're the malchus of the Rishah, and the malchus has the money, and they want to take the money, and therefore that's what came down. Okay. Ein the parshas Amalek ela tisha psukim. That's why when it comes to Amalek, there's only 9 psukim. It was specifically designed that way. There are only 9 psukim in that system. Because they have not been erased yet.
Oh.
Amalek is still in the world, as it says, K'maisha Kosev, ki yad al keis kar. You know, right?
Yeah.
In other words, because so long as Amalek is in the world, there's, so to say, a blemish to HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kisei, so to say.
Yeah.
And there's HaKadosh Baruch Hu chooses to keep Amalek in the world.
Yeah.
Right? But the Amalek still has a little bit unique, and they still suckle, they steal, they nurse a little bit from the kedusha. She bechinas ashiris. That's real, true wealth. What's true wealth? Kedusha. Kedusha is real wealth because it's eternal.
Yeah.
Right? And physical wealth is not eternal. You have it today, it's gone tomorrow. But kedusha is okay. Therefore, we only give them the credence of 9 psukim. Uvemes kol yinikasai v'isgabrusai misgaber al kedusha hu bechinas eis asher shalat adam ba'adam l'raloi. It's a pasuk in Kalas. Eis asher shalat adam, the time that the man is shalit, he's ruling. Ba'adam l'raloi, to do ra to them. That's Amalek.
Yeah.
There's a koyach when it comes to Malchus Kedusha. Who bechinas Mordechai? That's Mordechai. Mordechai at Tzaddik is the kedusha of the Malchus of kedusha. Lohaitzi biloi mipiv, and to pull out from Amalek what they stole from us. Mordechai goes to battle against Amalek. Mordechai goes to battle. Bechinas chaya balavaikienu, as the pasuk says in Eov, that he comes and he makes them regurgitate what they took, makes them give it back. And he uses that. Mordechai uses that to make Torah. What did he make? She bechinas eishes chayil ayin sham ki meisrin loy bekavana malchus or mamshala malchus begolas sham. So in other words, the whole story came about with the whole story of Purim and Haman, Amalek, and all of that came about. In other words, that Mordechai was about to pull out the kedusha that Amalek stole from us. That's what the pasuk says, right? That we know that right now the kisei of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not complete while the rishus in the world is still there, and the shame of Hashem is cholak, is divided. Right? We learned about that, right? That we said that we read Hashem's name, we only say it, we read it as the kinoi, but we don't say it as the etzem. Right? We read, when we say Baruch Atah Hashem, right? So we say Adnos. We don't pronounce it Yud Kei Vav Kei. We don't pronounce that. We read it as Yud Kei Vav Kei, but we don't pronounce it as Yud Kei Vav Kei. We only pronounce it as Adnos. Right? That's what it means. It's cholok. It's the vibe. V'chol zeh machmas is gabrusay v'yesh la yanika gedoyla me'akedusha, because there's his gabrus of the risha in the world, and it's taking from the kedusha v'zeh ba'atzmei melchama l'Hashem Amalek midar dar, and that's what it means. The melchama of Hashem is with Amalek because it's against kedusha. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is fighting that. Ki b'zeh ba'atzmei nilcham Hashem Amalek midar dar, and that's what Hashem fights with Amalek midar dar. But again, Hashem does it. Hashem can get rid of Amalek any time he wants. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu does it within the rules of how he made the world. He did it within the confine. He does things in the confines of the way the rules are written. But he can change it any time he wants. And that's what Hashem fights with them. Until they'll finally be erased. We're waiting for that day. Until they'll finally be erased. There'll be a time that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one that's going to rule. Hashem. Therefore Hashem promised that His name is not going to be complete. And His name is, and His kisei, His throne, will not be complete. Until the Mechias Amalek. Right? Okay, now. Kikol zman shein nimcha zichra legamrei Because so long as Amalek is in the world and the Rishis is in the world, so long as the Rishis stays in the world, Keviyachol ein Hashem v'kisei shalom. Keviyachol Hashem's name and his kisei is not complete. Ha'yidei nikasei v'skabrusei misham kidei lohaitzi es kol etzem ha'chiyos v'chol netzitzis ha'kedusha mimenu. And he does that, and the Kedusha has to fight back in order to take back all of the Kedusha that they took from us. Now watch this. This is so beautiful in this piece now. This is what we saw by the days of Mordechai. Really, it's a wonder. Vashti was a wicked person. She wasn't a good person.
No.
She was a wicked person. Ma'ayin bo Haman sheyia kateger gadol aleh ligdol harishus shel Haman harasha. Where did it come up that Haman would become the prosecutor against Vashti? They're on the same team.
Yeah.
They're on the same team. He's wicked, she's wicked. They're both wicked. Why is Haman becomes the kateger against Vashti? Why did that happen?
Yeah.
Really, he should have been the defendant. He should have defended her.
Right.
Why did Mamuchan, he jumps up and he says, no, you have to kill her? Why did he say that? He could have said, listen, she was the this and that. He could have defended her. Why did he have to go against her?
But Ahasuerus was the king. So
But he was a stupid king. No, but he was stupid. And so whatever he said yes.
But Haman didn't realize that. So Haman wanted to catch favor with the king. So Ahasuerus was angry at Vashti, right?
Yeah.
So now, if Haman sides with the king against Vashti, he'll become the king's friend. Right?
No. But he didn't have to side. The king was upset, so he could have said, really, Vashti wasn't feeling well today, and this and that. Why do you have to say that? You have to kill her.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? Why does he have to kill the queen? What's he doing? It's out of character.
Yeah.
It's out of character. What did he gain? Yes. What did he gain by? He should have rather protected her. Go ahead, Yaakov.
Yeah, well.
So let's see. Very good.
That's why that happened.
They'll do anything. We have the same thing over here. We have somebody who, a woman has lost her mind, and she won't speak up against the evil, and she wants to maintain her position. That's what it is. You have the same thing all the time.
Yeah,
sure. With Pelosi, sure.
Listen. Wait a second. We had this concept of stupid rulers. We had in America many times.
Oh yeah.
We had a guy named George W. Bush.
Yeah.
Right? He was honestly, Cheney ran the government. He wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Whatever Cheney said, he did.
Yeah.
That's the truth. Everyone knows that. I mean, he
But he had a good heart.
He had a good heart. Okay.
Okay,
back to what we're learning here. We're learning here. So now the question is, why would Haman go against Vashti when she's wicked and he's wicked?
Yeah.
Why not just protect her so the wicked could prevail?
Right.
So let's see what happens. So let's see. Kihi dugmasai birishus, because they're a dugma, they're examples of rishus the same way.
Yeah, right.
But it seems the thought. What was the thought process of the sitracha, the other side, the wicked side, was what's going to happen at the end. What was to happen at the end? Kadesha tilokech Esther al beis hamelech. You see the on the surface, really Vashti should have stayed there.
Yeah.
But why does Haman go out of character and he goes against Vashti? Because the Sitracher, so to say, Haman's boss, wanted that Vashti should be killed, so that Esther should be brought into the Malchus. Why? Kidei sheyich vishu hamalchus the kedusha etzlam. So therefore they could vanquish the Malchus the kedusha. Because Esther Malka, she is from the side of Kedusha.
Yeah.
So now if they bring Esther Malka into the palace, which is all of Tumah and Rishis, so now if we get Esther Malka in there, we can conquer Kedusha using Esther.
Oh, because they'll make her Tomei.
Oh, be'emes, basoif, zeh. But really, that was their destruction.
Yeah.
So, their plan was to get rid of Vashti, and then let's get Esther to take her place. So then we'll take the Malchus of Kedusha, and we'll squash it. We'll squash it within us, and we'll take it over.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. V'chol mashit is gabru kidei lahavi Malchus yoiser behastara. Etzlam. Everything that happened, everything became more concealed. Bastora, more concealed. Shezeh bechinas Esther. Shetilacha lebeis hamalchus. They took Esther Malka to the palace. That was the true destruction. By having Esther brought into the palace was the true destruction of Haman. Right. Kasher in this Galgal Basayf, as you see, I would unfold it. The story unfolded at the end. Right? We all know the story, right? Esther Malka tells Achashverosh that you want to kill me. He wants to kill me babayis. You want to kill me, right? And he said, "Babayis. You want to take my wife with me while I'm in my house." Well, the Heipach Malchus the Kedusha also Aliyah Gedolah Miyayv. So what seems so dismal to us, what seemed dismal that the plan of the Sitra Achra was going to take us down, Hashem was mahapich that plan, and it made it to be the mapola of the Rishis, and the Kedusha was lifted up.
I got a question.
Okay.
If this is so, then did Haman know of Esther before he designed? He told the Ahasuerus.
He didn't know. Haman didn't
I
know.
thought it evolved that way.
No, but Haman didn't. No. Haman was just another pawn. The side of wicked, of evil, the Sitra Achra, that side was running the whole show. So their plan was, it was like a chess game. Right, I'll take this piece so I can get my piece over there. Right? That's all it was. That's what it was. Yeah. Look, Lehepech Malchus the Kedusha also Aliyah Gedolah Miyayv. Was Haitze Ima, she took out with her. Calling it Seitzes the Kedusha Shebalo, she took away all those holy sparks that we learned about. That they swallowed up, the evil side swallowed up. Esther Malka takes it back. She got it. Vasam Izet Torah Chadash, and she made a new Torah. She made new Torah. Now we have in Torah, you have Torah, Nevi'im, and Kesuvim, right? So she extended Kesuvim by making another Megillas Esther, right? New Torah, right? That's Torah, right? Haina Megillah the Shedimua Rabbi Seinu Zal Torah that the Megillah that Hakadosh that Chazal compared it to Torah. Why? How do they do that? The Inyana Haim Bikisivu. So the way it is written, it has to be written with the same Kiddush as you write a Sefer Torah, and it has to have Visir-tuta, and it has to have the lines. They have to etch the lines into the parchment before they write on it. Yes, the Kriyasa, and you also have to read it with the Targum, with the trup. You have to read it with the trup the same way you read from a Torah. So in other words, the Chazal made Megillas Esther similar as it possibly could be to Torah. Because after when she took out all the Kedusha and she rescued the Kedusha back, like the pasuk says in Eve that the Chayil Balavayekiyana, she makes them regurgitate what they took back from us, what they stole from us. Esther Malka places Mordechai al Beis Haman. Now he's running the house of Haman. Al Beis Haman. Vaz Nasam, he calls that Torah, and all of that now became part of Torah. If any word is missing from the Megillah, it's puzzle. Right? The same way a Torah has to have every letter has to be perfect, meduk, mediktuk, mamish, every single letter. So to Megillah, every letter has to be perfect. Hainu, ha-Megillah shenasis mimaisa hazois, and the Megillah that was created via this story. Via this strange story. That's what it was created. Val came to Purim. Kairin us Parshas Amalek. And that's why on Purim specifically we read Parshas Amalek. Av she'ein ba ela tisha psukim. Even though there are 9 psukim.
Yeah.
Only on that day. Only on that day. Ki adarab. Ayadeze hoisem apalte. That was the mapala. Let's think about it. So we said that there were 10 spheres. Right, and we read a pasuk in order to get to each one of the spheres, the midos, to get to each one of the 10 midos. Yeah. So here specifically, we only read 9. Yeah. The last one, the Malchus, doesn't have its pasuk. Yeah. So Haman has nothing to grab from it. He has nothing to steal from what he needs. So we specifically don't read 10 on Purim. We read only the 9. Is there hachisaron anu mishalman bekriyas Megillah? And this chisaron that we were lacking a pasuk, we make it up nicely when we read the whole Megillah. Oh, yeah, that's way more than one pasuk. Yeah, we read the whole Megillah. That fulfills it for sure. Shekoyrin achakach shehi nases bebechina zu, because the Megillah was made from this our whole idea of the mapola, the not destruction of Haman, of Amalek. That's how the Megillah came about in the first place. So therefore we read it specifically on the book. Okay. Therefore, you'll never find any other situation where you read 9 psukim. Ella b'Purim shekoyim Parshas Amalek. Only on Purim you read Parshas Amalek. Ki oz haisem apalte, because that was his destruction. Amapolo haisa daika yedei bechina zu, was through this by only having the 9 psukim, the 9. And he didn't get couldn't take the kedusha from the 10th pasuk, so we knocked him down. And then we fill it up with plenty. We have so many beautiful psukim. We fill it up. That's how you make the Megillah Shleiman. Now. So therefore, right after Kriyas HaTorah, what do? We read the Megillah. Yeah. We finish reading the Torah. We put away the Torah and we read the Megillah. Yeah. Shu gam came bechinas Kriyas HaTorah, and that's also a part of called Kriyas HaTorah. Yeah. Where we make the brachas on it and all of that, right? Okay. V'chol dinei aksiva v'akriya, the way it's written and the way it's read. Ki loy nimsa shum kriya betziba ki im Kriyas HaTorah v'Kriyas HaMegillah. There's no reading, public reading in the tzibur that we read with a brach with like this, but we only read from the Torah. Yeah. And we read from the Megillah. Yeah. Right? All the other readings that we do, we read Haftorah and these other things. These are very nice, but it doesn't have the same kedusha of the Megillah and the Torah. Yeah. Right? Kihi bechinas kriyas haTorah mamish, because the Megillah is the only one in the Megillah that we have to read it from the Klaf, right? So we read, right, when we read Kehelis and we read Shira Shirim, right? So you don't have to, even Megillus Rus, we're going to read Amir Hashem. So most shuls don't read it from a klaf. Yeah. There's no requirement to read it from a klaf. But when it comes to Megillus Esther, it's strange. You must read it from a klaf. If not, it's not you're disqualified. It needs to be read from a klaf, right? Yeah. Strange, isn't it? But it's something to think about.
And right? Also because each person has to follow it.
And know all the word have all the word. Yes.
But in the Sefer Torah, when they read it from the Torah,
you're supposed to follow every word too.
Supposed to follow
every word.
But if someone doesn't follow it, it doesn't matter so much, because it's being read and the whole kahal hears it. But they hear it, but the Megillah you have to actually
but everyone has to listen to it to be Yotzei also.
Yes.
Each person has to listen to it.
But it's a different type.
Not really. V'zeh shomer b'seinu zal kimu ma shekiblu kvar. So it says, the Gemara in Shabbos says kimu ma shekiblu kvar. We accepted what we now accepted, re-accepted what we accepted already. Yeah. What is that? Ki oz nishlam Kabbalas HaTorah, because now we completed Kabbalas HaTorah. Mm-hmm. Why? Ki al yoda nishlam HaTorah shoysa chesera, because the Torah was lacking before the Megillah came about, because we didn't have that last Megillah that we needed in the Torah. And therefore we read 3 psukim for each one. We never read less than 3 people that are called up to the Torah, right? You need to have das. You need to have knowledge, not das. Which is shleimus. When a person has chachma bina, right? The person has wisdom, and bina is knowledge. When you take the wisdom, you put the knowledge together, you get das. And the das is shleimus. That's shleimus. Bechinas machlekes l'shem shemayim. And that's when you learn Torah, you have to have a machlekes l'shem shemayim. That's what the whole shas is about. Right? It's machlekes l'shem shemayim. Sholem bechinas hashlishi v'yachriya hamachriya. The sholem comes when you have 2 psukim shnei ksuma machishim zeh ad sheyavo yakosav hashlishi v'achriya b'neihem. You can have 2 psukim that are so to say. They so to say contradict each other, but you take the 3rd pasuk, and the 3rd pasuk unifies the 2, and that's what it means. The chachma, the bina, and the das comes in and it puts together the chachma, the bina, and it gives you the shleimus. Hu bechinas hashlishi machriya, and that's why you have to have 3 people to come to for Elias. One is keneged chachma, one is keneged bina, and the next one is keneged das. And then you have shleimus. That's shleimus. Ki ein shalom ela kishiyesh shnei hafachim. You only can have shalom when you have 2 opposites. Shnei hafachim, 2 opposites. V'ashlishi machriya b'neihem, and the 3rd one comes and puts the 2 hafachim and makes them. It's miyachid the 2 hafachim. Bechinas yamin is small. The emsoya machriya, you have right and left, and in the middle you have the machriya. You have the one that unifies. Therefore you need 3 people to come up to get an aliyah, right? Through the shleimus, like we explained. And therefore we learn, the Chazal instituted for us to read on Monday and Thursday. Because why was it Monday and Thursday? Because the Bezdin used to rule, they would sit on Monday and Thursday. The Bezdin with the whole court dates on Monday and Thursday. So in order to bring shleimus, because you have 2 sides, you have the plaintiff and the defendant, right? They're each claiming something opposite. So now you need the Bezdin to be machriya between the 2 of them and to make shalom between the 2 of them. So therefore you would serve it. They made it that you would read the Torah on the day. On that day when the Bezdin would be working again, there would be 3 aliyahs. And there are 3 parameters when it comes to a Bezdin, right? You have the plaintiff, the defendant, and you have the Bezdin, right? 3. All 3. And that's how you get shleimus. Ki psak din hu hachro v'sholem. The psak din is bringing the 2 sides together, making, we hope, and if it's done correctly, it makes shalom between the 2 of them. Okay, when we're talking about 2 people, we're not talking about dishonest people. We're talking about 2 people that are just having they're not sure who owes who what. Right? And they don't know. They want to do the right thing. 2 people that want to do the right thing, they just don't know what the right thing is. So the Bezdin helps them understand what's right, and they make shalom between the 2 of them. We're not talking about dishonest people, crooked people, right? That it works when you have people that are honest. They just haven't. They're not sure. They're not sure who's right, so they go to the Bezdin to find out. Okay. Mishpat shalom shiftu b'sha'arechem. Okay. Mishpat shalom. When you have mishpat, you have shalom. Right. And when they're judging in your gates. Okay. Now, achar kasvi zais. After Reb Nassan says, Holy Reb Nassan, after Reb Nassan wrote this, Reisi Shehevi Turei Zav, he saw that the Turei Zav brings in Arachayim, in Siman Kuf Lamed Zayin, Masha Kosav HaBeis Yosef, what the Beis Yosef writes, B'Shem Archas Chayim, from the Arachayim, Zeh L'Shoinai Kigoyin Parshas HaMolek. He brings down like on Parshas of HaMolek. Beis Yosef Hevi b'shem Archas Chayim Lo Yesifu Ba Milmala Oy Milamata. We don't add, says the Beis Yosef. We don't. He brings from the Archas Chayim that we don't include another pasuk from on top of the 9 or another one from the bottom to make it 10. We don't do that. We don't do that. Mipnei Shamar Kodesh Baruch Hu Amalek Goram Liyai Shemi V'Kisei Cheserim. Because Amalek caused that my Kisei, that Hashem's Kisei should not be complete, His name should not be complete, Kiviyachol, whatever that means. Kach Parshosai Cheserim. So therefore, that Parsha of Amalek is also going to be Chaser. So we learned before, Reb Nosson taught us that why was it chaser very nicely? Because we didn't want to give him the 10th. We wanted to give him the 9th, so he should have something lacking. But comes along the Beis Yosef and the Shem Archas Chaim and teaching us the same idea. You don't add, you keep it as 9. Because he caused that the Shem and the Kisei of Hashem should not be. And if Yerushalmi Yomer, in the Gemara in Yerushalmi says, Hu asa masa ketua. Because he made a blemish, so to say. He made a Maisa blemish. He made a blemish. What did Amalek do? Came and made a blemish. Everything was great. Everything was mamish great, right? But comes along Amalek and he made a blemish. Lefichach parshasei ketua. Therefore, his parsha is also blemished. Amalek came and made a blemish for us. So his parsha doesn't have 10, it only has 9. He gets his blemish. We give him a blemish. Ad kan l'shoyne, that's the lashon of the Beis Yosef with the Shem Archas Chaim. Okay. V'oiru einai, right? And it illuminates my eye. Ki toida la'el ra'isi Shehinchani Hashem b'derech emes. That when I saw this, I saw that Hashem set me in the right path. Says Reb Nosson, I saw that. Wow, when he saw that he saw it in the shame of the Torah Zav, brought from the Beis Yosef, the Archas Chaim, and he saw that he had the same svara. So Reb Nosson says he saw that Shehinchani Hashem b'derech emes. Hashem brought me into the pathway of emes. K'mayche kasavti l'mala shema she'ein v'parchas Amalek ki im tisha psukim. There's only 9. Hu bechinas ki yala keis ka. Now, gam matzasi achar kach shekosav Beis Yosef b'shem hapoiskim shema shenitakin uvolitzion. Now, on a regular day, we read uvolitzion right after Kriyas HaTorah, right? We read Uvolitzion.
Yeah.
What do you mean? We read the
Ashrei
and Uvolitzion.
Yeah, sure. Those are the
Now, Kadeshi Yakamu Kol Yisrael Limud HaTorah B'chol Yom. Uvolitzion is a bunch of psukim. So when you read the Uvolitzion, you're reading psukim. So even if you didn't have time one day to learn Torah, but you said the Uvolitzion, so you accomplished Limud HaTorah within the Uvolitzion. By even just reading the Uvolitzion, you're reading psukim. So that's counted as Limud HaTorah.
Yeah, well, to the Karbonis every day.
Well, yes. Honestly, does everyone say Karbonis every day?
Well, you have to
You have to. You have to. I think there are more Jews every day say Uvolitzion than they say Karbonis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I would venture to guess that, right?
Okay.
Of course you should say Karbonis. I'm not saying you should say Karbonis.
Yeah,
but we're saying, but look. But we're saying over here that in Or Chaim and Siman Kaf Lamed days, right? So the Mechaber understood already. He saw already what's going to be with Karbonis. He saw already what's going to be with these things. Okay. So the Mechaber set up that we're going to say Uvolitzion. Okay. And that'll be part of the regular tefillah. It won't be from the beginning that they're coming in late. That's at the end of the davening. So everyone's there already. Yeah. Everyone's certainly there by that time.
Yes. Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Everyone's there, but we hope.
Yeah, but some people leave early.
We said they shouldn't leave early. We just learned that before. Don't leave to the Sidra.
Okay, but the ones who leave early, early, and maybe they're going to say the Karbonis.
Okay, hopefully. Okay. Ayin sham mechuven k'maisha kesavti lamala uvolitzion hu b'makim eisik HaTorah. Uvolitzion is in the place of studying Torah.
Right. Yeah.
Again, this is mamish b'di'evet shebid b'di'evet. This is not the way it's supposed to be. All right, because we know after you finish davening, you're supposed to learn.
Yeah.
Right? It says that the Hasidim Rishonim, they were shah achas kaidim atfila shah achas after atfila, right? Yeah. So we're supposed to learn after davening. Kidei lahamshech chaim arichas yamim, in order to bring the arichas chaim into our day. So we just finished davening, so we learn a little bit. So we put arichas yamim into our day, right? Okay. V'chein v'vaya gam came b'shulchan aruch v'tzarech lotzeis mi beis hakneses lebeis hamedrash kedei lelumait, as it says in the Shulchan Aruch. When you finish davening, you're supposed to leave the beis hakneses and go to the beis hamedrash. Okay, right? Because in those times they used to have a special shul for tefillah, and then they had a beis medrash for limud Torah. But today we call all of our shuls really batei midrashim. So at least you're supposed to sit down and learn something for a few minutes after your davening. But because the Mechaber understood that not everyone's going to do that, so he set up that everyone will always say Avolat Tzion, and that'll count in lieu of limud Torah. So everyone gets something for the day. Now, al pitam ze nochain. So now, you ever notice why on Shabbos? On Shabbos, you don't say, we say Yukim Purkan, right? We say Ashrei. So how come we don't put all the Volatzion over there? We only say it by Mincha. Let's see why. By Mincha. Because in the morning, we read from the Torah and the Navi, right? We read it, we have a Haftorah, right? Because like the Beis Yah, like we learned before, that you have to have a little limud Torah after you're davening. So now you had Kriyas HaTorah and you added a little bit of Navi, the Haftarah. But even though on Monday and Thursday you're reading from the Torah, Afal Pichein. But therefore, each and every day when you do read from the Torah, we're not reading that much, we're reading a few psukim. Right? We're not reading a whole parsha, we're reading a few psukim only. And when we read the few psukim, we're not finishing it with Haftorah. We don't say Haftorah on a regular Monday and Thursday. And therefore they put in the Avolat Tzion, so it takes in lieu of this. And then in Shabbos by Mincha, since we're also again reading only a few psukim, we're not reading a whole thing, we're not saying a Navi, right? So since we're only reading a few psukim, so therefore we'll say the Avolat Tzion. You understand how it works? Shabbos in the morning, when you take out the Torah, you don't need to say the Avolat Tzion. Why? Because you have the Navi. But Monday and Thursday and Shabbos by Mincha, there's no Navi. You're not reading a Haftorah. Since you're not saying Haftorah, so therefore instead you say the Avolat Tzion, which goes in lieu, the limud Torah that goes together with the Kriyas HaTorah. Okay? And all of this works out so nicely from the lesson that we just explained so nicely. Baruch Hashem. Halacha beis lo noida aye okay v'lo noida lanu im nizbara. Okay, so we understand a few things now. Kriyas HaTorah, normally we got a few halachas out of this, right? Kriyas HaTorah, normally we need to have at least 10 psukim, right? Because there are 10 spheres and we need one pasuk for each one. The only one that doesn't have 10 psukim is when it reads a Parshas Hamalek, and Hamalek caused the blemish in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kisei and HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name, Kiviyachol. So therefore his Parsha also got a blemish in it. It's only 9. And we said because it only had 9, the Mapala was able to happen to Haman Hamalek, and he was able to make the Megillah, and Esther Amalka came into the palace, and she was able to pull out all of the kedusha that Haman and the base HaRashah took away from us, and from that came another piece of Torah, product Ksuvim. We have the beautiful Megillah, and the Megillah was written in a way just like the Torah, the same way the Torah has to be written Lishma as the Torah, so too the Megillah has to be written on a cloth, it has to be written with the two thoughts, so you have to have the lines, and it has to be read the same thing like this. So in Mitzvah Hashem, we learned about the beautiful idea of how important Kriyas HaTorah is, and we should know that every time we hear the Torah, we should listen to the words Mamish, like Moshe Rabbeinu is reading. We're learning it Mamish from Moshe Rabbeinu, and we should have a beautiful Lech Lecha Shabbos.